Some nights feel magical, like the universe itself has paused just to watch something beautiful unfold. On one rare blue moon night, Aurora got everything she had ever wished for: the man she loved, the ring she had dreamed about since childhood, and the promise of a forever she believed would last a lifetime. But before the night ended, Aurora made one final choice, a choice that saved the man she loved and cost her life. Fate Rewritten by Love. Chapter 1. The road stretched endlessly before them, a silver ribbon gleaming under the soft gaze of the moon. The world seemed paused, as though even the wind had slowed, careful not to disturb the sacred quiet of the night. Aurora sat in the passenger seat, her hand lifted toward the sky, watching the diamond on her finger catching the faint light with every tiny tilt. She had been doing that for the last 20 minutes. Every time she thought the excitement had settled, it rose again, warm and overwhelming, filling her chest until she felt like she might burst from happiness alone. She had been staring at it for what felt like an eternity, savoring the word, the feeling, the promise. Fiancé. She was engaged. The word hovered in her mind. Unreal, impossible, yet entirely true. She turned her head slowly toward Tristan, and then forgot how to breathe. He was driving with one hand resting lazily on the steering wheel, the other shifting gears smoothly. The navy blue pullover he wore clung to him perfectly, outlining the firm curve of his shoulders and the strength in his chest. The sleeves were pushed up to his elbows, revealing faint veins that flexed every time he moved. Gray trousers sat neatly against his long legs. No tie, no blazer, no courtroom sharpness. Just him. He had always been polished, composed, intimidating, the embodiment of a man in control. As a prosecutor, he lived in formality. She had teased him endlessly that even on a beach vacation, he would argue with the ocean in a three-piece suit. But tonight, he had given her this rare, breathtaking version of himself. Her gaze lingered a moment too long. A small smile tugged at his lips. "You're doing it again," he said casually, eyes on the road. "Doing what?" she asked innocently. "Staring at me like a museum exhibit?" She gasped softly. "Excuse me? I'm admiring my fiancé." The word tasted like sunlight, bright and warm on her tongue. He glanced at her, amusement flickering in his eyes. "Oh, is that what we're calling it now? You wore this on purpose. You knew exactly what it would do to me." "I wore it because someone wouldn't stop complaining that I dress like a walking court session." Her lips pressed together to hide a smile. "Well, you look unfairly handsome." He softened at the sincerity in her tone. "You're the one glowing," he murmured quietly. Aurora's eyes returned to her ring. Hours ago, he had knelt beneath this same sky, hands trembling slightly as he opened the velvet box. Her heart fluttered at the memory, alive with the tremble of anticipation he had worn so bravely. "You know tonight is special, right?" she asked suddenly, her voice bright with excitement. He hummed. "Aside from proposing?" "It's a blue moon," she said, pointing upward, "and there's a meteor shower tonight." He smiled indulgently, the way he always did when she spoke of the universe as though it had intentions. "And that means?" he asked. "It means whatever we wish for tonight will come true." Her voice softened, memory weaving through her words. "When I was 8, my grandmother told me that on a blue moon night, if you wish with your whole heart, the universe listens more carefully. So I wished for the man of my dreams." He said nothing, only watched her. "And today," she whispered, lifting her hand between them, "that wish came true." Something flickered in his eyes, something fragile, almost too beautiful to hold. Without a word, he pressed a button and the roof slid open. Cool night air spilled into the car. Above them, the sky stretched, infinite and dark, a canvas for the stars. A streak of silver tore across the heavens. Aurora gasped, like a child seeing magic for the first time. It's starting! He slowed the car, finally pulling over to the quiet roadside. The engine hummed softly before falling silent. They sat beneath the open sky, bathed in starlight. Another meteor streaked across the darkness. Aurora closed her eyes, fingers intertwined in her lap. Her heart felt impossibly full, almost painfully so. Tristan did not watch the sky. He watched her. The soft curve of her lips, the way moonlight kissed her lashes, the serene beauty of her features illuminated by starlight. Her eyes opened slowly. He was staring. "Did you make a wish?" she asked softly. He nodded once. "What did you wish for?" "If I tell you," he said, leaning back, "it won't come true." She pouted. "That's not fair." "Rules of the universe," he said lightly. "So what did you wish for?" She hesitated. "I didn't. I just said, thank you." "For what?" "For giving me everything I ever wanted." A pause settled between them, weighty and tender. "I'm so happy tonight. I feel complete. Even if life ended right now, I'd still feel fulfilled." His expression darkened. "Don't say that." Startled, she met his eyes. "I didn't mean it in that way. I just feel like I'm home, finally." He reached for her hand. "There's no version of this world I want that doesn't have you in it." Her heart softened. "There won't be one," she promised. They laughed, light and careless, as if the world outside could not touch them, unaware of how fragile happiness could be. After a while, he started the engine. The road remained empty. Aurora watched the sky, feeling a strange flicker of unease pass through her chest, brief, cold, and impossible to shake. "Tristan?" she said softly. "Yes?" "If anything ever happens, promise me you'll live fully." He shot her a sharp glance. "Why are you talking like that tonight?" "Maybe I'm just emotional," she said, smiling faintly. Her hand tightened on his. "I love you." He smiled back. "I love you more, and I promise I'll never let anything happen to you." Her chest swelled. Words fell away. She just leaned slightly toward him, letting the universe and the night fill them. Then, without warning, the world shifted. Headlights, blinding, impossibly fast, flooded the road. A truck swerved into their lane. Tristan's hand tightened on the wheel, the horn blaring, tires screaming against asphalt. Time seemed to stretch, slow, as Aurora's heart plummeted. Every sound amplified, the roar of the engine, the screeching rubber, Tristan's sharp intake of breath. "Tristan!" she screamed. Through the chaos, fragments emerged in her mind. The looming truck, the way his eyes widened in terror, the impossibility of survival pressed in on every side. He must live. Summoning every ounce of strength, she pushed, clawed, and shoved herself toward him. Not herself, just him. The world erupted in light and sound and pain. The car jerked, metal twisted, glass shattered, air filled with smoke and the metallic scent of fear. She felt herself thrown forward, then slammed against the seatbelt. Her chest heaved, her vision blurred, pain sliced through her skull. She heard him call her name, distant and broken. Through the shattered windshield, she saw him on the ground outside the car, moving, breathing. Relief washed over her. That was enough. Sirens wailing somewhere distant. Her body felt impossibly heavy, unresponsive. She tried to reach, to move, to touch him, but could barely lift a hand. Her eyes searched desperately. One last fleeting thought. I'm glad it was me. Above them, the blue moon watched silently, indifferent. Darkness crept from the edges of her vision. Her last conscious breath carried a single word. Tristan. And then, everything went black. The hospital lights stabbed at him, blinding and relentless. Sounds collided, voices, alarms, footsteps echoing in endless white corridors. Male patient, semi-conscious, head injury, possible internal bleeding. Female patient, unresponsive, severe cranial trauma. Tristan floated in and out of awareness, pain roaring through him like fire. He was restrained, wheeled across cold floors. "Aurora!" he croaked. No answer. Across the room, a team worked on her. Blood streaked her hair, her skin pale and fragile. "No," he whispered, throat tight. "BP dropping, prepared defibrillator. Clear." Her body jolted violently. He flinched, every nerve screaming. "She was talking! She was fine!" he choked, desperate. Another shock. Electricity tore through her, body convulsing. He ripped at his restraints. "Let me go to her!" "Sir, you have internal injuries." "I don't care!" Tears blurred his vision. "Aurora, please!" Another shock. A flat, unyielding sound filled the room. Beep. A doctor glanced at the clock. "The girl is dead. Time of death, 17th June, 10:46 p.m. The words rang like a sentence passed down by fate itself. The words struck him like a hammer to his chest, echoing across the hollowed room of his heart. Sheets were pulled over her, soft and final. Tristan reached, helpless as if he could tear reality apart to save her. His last sight before darkness claimed him was her hand, the very hand he had slipped the ring onto only hours ago. The diamond still caught the harsh hospital light, glinting stubbornly, almost defiantly, as if refusing to believe what the rest of the world already had. It sparkled against skin that was growing too pale, too still. He remembered how that same hand had trembled when he opened the velvet box, how her fingers had covered her mouth in disbelief, how she had laughed through tears before whispering yes. Now those fingers, once warm and intertwined with his, beneath the blue moon, lay motionless. The ring, their promise, their forever, remained, but she did not. Her hand slipped slowly from the edge of the stretcher, drifting lifelessly to the side, the diamond flashing one final time before disappearing from his view. And in that unbearable second, something inside him shattered beyond repair. Then darkness swallowed him whole.